Hello there, I got a 3v3 on 14 from about 8 months ago versus SayHitoPhenomenon, Failstrat, and CNS Zen. Yeah, that's how old it is. Zen was still had the CNS in his gamer tag. But anyways, I'm running really low on hard drive space now, so I've got to delete a ton of old videos that I never uploaded. I saw that this is one of them, and, this was a pretty good game. Mitch already uploaded it, but perhaps you'd like to see it from my POV. And this is Forge, RB Anders versus Cutter Forge RB. And this is back when the patch was out and the Arbiter wasn't ridiculous. Well, he was still ridiculous, he always will be, but he was less ridiculous. But this is WNSC, and a popular build for me to do against WNSC is of course the double summit, and that's what I'm going to eventually be doing. But of course I want to not get rushed out of the game, and the main thing that we're going to be trying to do this game is not rush the Arbiter and try to keep the Arbiter down, but keep the Cutter and the Forge from expanding. And that's going to be our main focus for the game, because that's mainly what we're worried about. So my Arbiter is going to go over there and do some harassing maybe. I'm not going to upgrade him, and I'm probably just going to let him die. I don't know, I haven't watched this game in 8 months, So, yep, let's see what happens. My Ghost is going to come up to the Arbiter, see if there's a shield, not that I'm going to try and rush him with anything. But so mainly I'm just scouting out their opening builds to see if I'm going to get Suicide Grunted or Warthogged or something. And away I go. I'm still going to lock my base, of course, because I want them to think I'm building Suicide Grunts. So, yeah, Halo Wars. I haven't uploaded a Halo Wars game in an extremely long time, and it's not because I don't want to upload it, it's just I don't play it very much anymore. My internet connection is spotty at best, and when you play and play and play this game against Randys all day, and don't get any true skill, and then you do go up against some people who have true skill, and you play really well, and you're doing real great, and you're about to beat them, and then your connection kicks out and lags you out of the game, and you lose anyway. It's just really unmotivating to keep playing, when you could play a game like StarCraft, where I never lag out, or Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I've never lagged out of that before. So I don't know if it's my connection to this game, because this is the only game it happens in, I swear. But it's just really annoying, and unless it's happened to you like as many times as it's happened to me, I'm sure other people have lagged out before, but seriously, it happens to me every other game, and it basically means that I don't get true skill. I lose every other game to Randys, and it's just so bad. I hate it so much. But anyways, enough of me complaining about being not good enough to beat people in 2 minutes before I lag out. These grunts are almost going to get through. I'm trying to rage them. Of course, you saw me fuck up and hit that warehouse there, so I wasn't able to finish it off completely, but, I did save my temple for another day, because my shield goes up, and he's going to have to go somewhere else now. Anyway. So I'm still just running around with my Arbiter. There's not much I can do with him without Fiendish or units to rush with, so I'm just running them around, looking at their buildings, seeing what they're doing, and right now I'm going to that cleared out base to make sure that he doesn't expand there. I'm going to make one Suicide Grunt and just leave it behind there and wait for him to try and expand, and then plow it into there. Phenomenon spots a Arbiter coming to his base, and he's going to lose that one Warthog, but, it happens. There's some resources for me to pick up. That's pretty nice of them. And making my Grunt, I'm just going to leave it back there and then go look for other cleared out bases to make sure that they don't expand to those ones. As you can see, Failstrat actually decided to make Cyclopses to clear out his base, and a lot of people laugh at that idea and say it's bad, but really it's cheaper for Forge to make Cyclopses to expand than it is for him to make Warthogs. And you can use the Warthogs later for more useful stuff, but I don't know. I prefer going Cyclops, and it's actually what I do as Forge when I'm playing unarranged, because that's the only time I play Forge. Anyway, so I'm making my first, or I'm researching boost now. I gotta upgrade all my warehouses, and eventually I'll sell that shield for my second summit, which is dangerous, of course, but in order to get the immense amount of Banshees that I'm gonna need 2 summits. That Arbiter is raging down to Mitch's brand new expansion because Booyah's Warthog managed to scout it, and that is another reason why building Warthogs might be more useful. But anyways, I did see that expansion down there, and I managed to slam into Booyah's Warthog before he was able to grab it again, so my Arbiter's going to head right back over there, and I'm either going to drop more Suicide Grunts or I'm just going to start dropping in my Banshees, whichever comes first. So Mitch is getting, I believe he's getting either Canister Shell or another tank from this base. But I know he's getting Canister Shell from that expansion, so it's very important that he got that up. And so far, Booyah and Failstrat have not gotten their expansions up yet, so they're definitely behind him. And of course, SayHitoPhenomenon, the Anders player, is going for Gosshogs. So I'm selling my shield, getting my other summit up, and as you can see, my temple's still on fire. And I don't think I realized this when I sold my shield, because a few Banshees could go to the back of my base and finish off my temple pretty easily. So hopefully they won't do that. I'm going to unlock my base and send my Banshees over and start looking for more expansions. Because that's the name of the game here. Don't let them expand, and once we got a big enough army to steamroll them, we'll go ahead and steamroll them. And so, speak of the devil, here's some Banshees to try and finish off my temple, I swear. Zen's pretty good at knowing when you don't have a shield. Because, of course, all you have to do is pan your cursor over somebody's base and listen for that shield noise, and you'll know. So probably going to try and queue up as many Banshees as I can, maybe, because I'm about to lose that temple, and of course without a temple you can't build Banshees. So Mitch is taking that base up there, which is always a bad idea. Never expand on their side, it's just an awful idea. These 2 Banshees are of course still shooting at my temple. I could boost back and maybe try and kill these Banshees. In fact, oh, I did do that, okay. But I'm not sure if I have enough there. I'm definitely going to lose my temple, but I'll be able to kill a few Banshees. And I know that they aren't trying to expand right now, and if they are, SayHitoPhenomenon has Gosshogs on their side to go and try and stop them. So I gotta rebuild my temple, so that's annoying, but what are you gonna do? Build a shield? Yes. But I'm not building a shield because I need 2 summits, and I need all my blessed warehouses to be able to fund that. So now Mitch once again expanded on their side. I'm not sure if he's doing it just to keep them from doing it, but it would probably be more useful for me to boost like 3 or 4 Banshees to our side on one of our rebel bases and have him expand there, because they're eventually going to boost over to Mitch's base down in that corner and kill it, and there's not really much he can do about it. But now we are over here at Zen's base, and he lost his summit, and now I'm going to start beating on his blessed warehouses. So we're taking his buildings out one at a time, basically, and eventually we're going to come in and try and finish off his base for good. Now there's a Wolverine here, and as soon as we see this Wolverine, we know that's good news. We know that that means the Arbiter is either really behind and not going to be able to get vampires out for a long time, or they're stupid. But they aren't stupid, so it probably means that the Arbiter is behind and can't get vampires due to all the raging he's been doing. But there are Wolverines forcing my Banshees away. And those every Wolverine that Booyah builds is a tank that Mitch is going to have over him. And of course Red is building tanks too, so it's not going to matter too much, but in the end, that's what's going to matter. we find this blue expansion up here, and I'm going to happily kill this. My Arbiter's over here getting killed, but again, I don't even want to waste the 100 resources in recalling him because he's served his purpose, and he is going to die now. You know, any other game I probably would have just recalled him and tried to keep him alive, but I was pretty bad at this point at this game. Not that I'm much better now, but I do let my Arbiter die, so sorry. They still don't have any bases up on us, and Mitch's tanks are prowling around with my Banshees. I'm trying to keep my Banshees with his tanks, so that when we run into these blue tanks here, we will be able to kill them. So here we go, a small engagement here. We're going to take out one tank, and then there's a Vampire. So Vampire and more Banshees, and they're going to start hurting Mitch's tanks and my Banshees at the same time. So we're going to pull off and get SayHitoPhenomenon's Goss Hogs over here. So I'm noticing on my screen, on the left-hand side, there's this skinny black bar, because this was back before I really figured out my capture cards, so hopefully I could just type in widescreen in the tags and fix that, and hopefully I'll still be able to upload it in HD. But I'm getting Age of Doubt. I'm going to start making some Vampires to put over our bases, or our expansions, because these Banshees are just flying around keeping our expansions down, just like we're doing to them. We're both doing good jobs of keeping each other from expanding. But I'm just going to make a few Vampires and put them over the bases that my allies are trying to expand to, and they will help deter any Banshees that try and take it out. I see a blue base being built here, so I'm going to snipe that out real quick. Don't want them to get a base up, even for a second, because if they get up another reactor or something and start researching power turret, that's what makes you lose the game. But we're pushing up on Zen's base here. We've got all these Goss Hogs, and Mitch's tanks are here too. So
we are going to aim for the core.
And there goes a super clutch carpet bomb that I decide not to look at because I don't know. But we're going to take out this base, and Zen unfortunately did not remember to sell. He's going to lose all of his buildings and not get any money back, so that's very bad for him. And well, he did cancel his Arbiter rebuilding, so I guess that's 400 he'll still have. But we take out his base, and now we're just going to continue looking for more expansions. We're not going to get too greedy. Of course, Phenomenon's moving his units up to see if he can't keep doing any more damage. But Red's got a ton of tanks, Blue's got a ton of Wolverines, so I'm just going to run away, not lose too many units, and get raffle stomped after we just made our push. Because basically, since Zen's out of the game now, his Banshees are going to do a lot less harassing, and that's going to give Mitch and Phenomenon their opportunities to finally expand and start to out-economy the Cutter and the Forge on the opposing team. Mitch is signal flaring those bases just to make sure that they didn't expand to one of those, which is stupid. Never ever expand to the other player's side. It's just bad. Don't do it. You're just asking for trouble. Here's another engagement going down here. A carpet on some of these tanks, and my Banshees are going to start working on them a little bit, but it's only a matter of time before the Wolverines show up and push me back. And there they are, so I'm going to boost over to this base, make sure there's no expansion there. And sure enough, there it is. I'm going to snipe that out real quick. I got repeating cannon now, so that's going to help a lot. But again, don't want to get too overzealous and attack without us being at full strength. Because if we mess up and lose all of our units, then they could potentially push onto our side with all their units and even out the playing field, if you know what I mean. Phenomenon's getting his expansion up finally, and he's also making the transition to tanks now. He's still getting Goss Hogs, of course, but he's also going to start making tanks, and that's something any good Andus player should know how to do, is when to stop going straight up Goss and start making tanks. And that's something that Phenomenon is very good at doing, and something I'm not very good at doing, so that's why I don't play Anders. Anyway, I see Zen's base here, and it's at half health, but he's got a bunch of Banshees and Vampires defending it. So I'm going to boost away, and Phenomenon's going to come up and finish it off for me. And SayHitoPhenomenon dropped the heal on it, but, you know, it's just too little too late, and Zen's going to lose that base. Because, well, what we did here was we really just abused the Banshee's boost ability, and we just kept all of the bases down, did not allow them to expand anywhere. So maybe if they would have camped some anti-air out of the bases they were trying to defend, things would have gone a little better for them, but then they would have left their other bases vulnerable, and we could have just pushed up on those. So I don't know. I'm no Halo Wars expert, I just play the game. I see some vampires here, and of course Zen doesn't have a base right now, so if I do manage to kill these vampires, he won't have any more. And that's my biggest blunder of this game. I kept the vampires of my own back the whole time because I was trying to defend our expansions from boosting Banshees. But when the Covenant player on their side doesn't have a base, you really don't have to worry about that anymore, and you can, of course, move your vampires back up with your main army. And it's something I didn't do, so I'm sorry. I'm just horrible. Anyways, we're going to take out this red base here, and he only built 2 heavy supply pads on it, so it really served no real purpose. If he would have gotten up a reactor or something like that, but he probably didn't have the money to do it, perhaps. But yeah, that was his potential power turret right there.
All units. Local units.
So we're starting to mass our army up here, not quite in their base range, but pretty close to it. There's a bunch of tanks up here, like, it really seems like no matter how many tanks we kill or Wolverines we kill, these guys just keep pumping them out, man. These guys are really good players. I don't know where all these tanks and units are coming from. I mean, did Zen give them all their money, or his money, or I don't know. But this is going to be our final push. We're giving it our last hoorah. Mitch is going to heal up his tanks a little bit before he moves in. And this is it. We're attacking SayHitoPhenomenon's base. And they do still have tons of Wolverines and units of their own. There goes a Mac Blast, and again, I missed it. SayHitoPhenomenon dropped it, so it was probably super clutch and killed like 400 units, but I missed it. Zen's 2 last vampires are going to start stasising me. And here come the Wolverines and tanks, so this is it. This is the last push. Can we destroy Booyah's base? Can we defeat all of these tanks that are left over? Is CNS Zen gonna be able to get his base back up and build his Scarab? Find out next time on Let's Play Halo Wars. No, I'm just kidding. You'll find out in about 10 seconds or so that this game is over. These players are all a lot better than me. I'm not sure about Mitch and Phenomenon. Maybe they're both on their level, but I'm definitely not as good as any of them. But we just utilized these Banshees to keep their bases from, expanding. And yeah, so that's pretty much how we won this. So doodly doo doo doo. Good game, guys. Don't get mad at me for posting this. I was just running low on disk drive space, and I didn't want to just cast this video to burn without posting it, so yeah, bye. Oh yeah, and I am gonna make more Halo Wars videos, so stop bugging me.